Hey, welcome back to GB's Card Show. It's been a while since I've done a submission, done a video on YouTube here, but tonight I've got a fairly small submission, more of a PC submission with SGC, where I submitted some Dale Murphy cards and John Elway cards. I have a pretty solid collection for both those players, and I've gotten to a point where I'm pretty much turning or selling most other players and hanging on to those. I had accumulated some raw cards that looked very nice, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I've taken a peek whenever the submission popped on SGC, and this might be one of the last times I submit for some time after this this tonight. I feel like I may have been PSAed by SGC, so to speak. And one card in particular, a 1979 Topps Dale Murphy in here, was one of the cleanest, most centered ones I've ever seen, and beating this grade. I guess I was so anxious over it that I took a peek, and it's just tore me up ever since. So starting out with the 1980 Topps here, you can look at the back of this one and tell how clean and centered it's going to be for a whopping 8.5 on that 8.5. Folks, that's higher than an 8.5. At worst scenario, that's a 9. But this is where it starts. So that's not the 79 Topps that was submitted. That was the one I'm talking about. It looks like it's coming up next, the clean one. But this one, the centering clearly is off top to bottom. Left to right, doing pretty good work there. But at the end of the day, only a 6 on that. Still troublesome. Here is the 79 Topps, dead centered, clean on color. That's not even an 8. I have 8s and 9s with PSA and SGC in this card that centering and color don't even come close to. This is only a 6.5, and so tell me there's not been a PSA-minded population control. I think there has. And the next card proves it as well. Any of you watch any of my feeds know that the 1977 Topps Dale Murphy is one of my favorite cards. I've submitted it. Pretty familiar with what an 8 is going to be. At least an 8 here. Dead centered. Unbelievable. Only a 6. I have had a PSA 9 in this card that I bought before, where Gary Alexander was crossed out in ballpoint pen. It was not a 9 mark. It was a PSA 9. I've seen some of the most ridiculous grading from PSA, and it upsets me. And I think we're heading that way, it looks like, with SGC as well. 1986 Topps John Elway. 1985 Topps NFL star John Elway. Pretty good centering on that card for a 6. Staying with the 6 theme and 7 themes. Real good color and clean on that. Very tough grade. One of those pack fresh jersey number 3 of 100. 8.5 right there. That's pretty tough. Pretty brutal. Pack fresh. 9.5. Highest grade of the whole bunch here. There's a 9. And that Bowman Best Elway. Skybox Premium. Pay dirt gold. Clean. Beautiful card. Raw. Really thought it had a shot at a 10. Now I'm back on the 8 page here. 6s, 7s, 8s, no 10s this batch. Not very impressive of a submission. And like I say, this might have done me in think, almost a year now since the association PSA, and I believe it's finally settled in on their grading. As you can see, again, extremely centered 77 tops Murphy, and one of the best 79 tops Murphys you're going to see. There are very few 10s in this. There are none in SGC. Highest grade they have is 9. I think they have 4 or 5 they've ever graded a 9. I have an 8 in my house right now that looks like a dog chewed on it compared to this from SGC. And it's not a bad card. It's just nothing compared to this. So thanks for tuning in. Sorry for all my negativity, but it's kind of where I'm at with it. Hope you enjoyed. Hit like and subscribe. See you next time if I get around to doing any more submission. Take care.